It was just past sunset when the rumble of engines echoed through the small, forgotten town of Willow Creek. The Iron Souls Motorcycle Club had stopped at a roadside diner, their leather jackets gleaming in the dying light. They were loud, tough-looking men and women, faces marked by stories of the road. To the regulars they were intimidating, but to those who knew them, they were more than just bikers. They were a family that stood up for what was right. That evening, as laughter filled the diner, the door creaked open. A boy, maybe 8 years old, stumbled in. His clothes were torn, his cheeks streaked with dirt and tears. He froze when he saw the group of bikers, unsure if they'd help or hurt him. One of them, a burly man named Hawk, crouched down and said gently, "Hey kid, you okay?" The boy's voice trembled. "They took my sister." The diner fell silent. Forks stopped clinking, and every head turned toward the boy. Hawk's expression hardened. "Who took her?" The boy's eyes darted to the window, as if afraid the monsters might appear any second. "A black van. Men in masks. They said they'd hurt her if I screamed." He swallowed hard. They drove toward the old mill road. Without hesitation, Hawk turned to his crew. "Gear up." No one questioned him. Within seconds, engines roared back to life, cutting through the night like thunder. The boy climbed onto the back of Hawk's bike, clutching his jacket tightly. They sped down the cracked roads, headlights slicing through the darkness. The old mill road was nothing but gravel and broken fences, surrounded by miles of abandoned land. The wind whipped against their faces, carrying the scent of pine and gasoline. Hawk spoke over the roaring engine. "What's your name, kid?" "Eli," the boy shouted back. "All right, Eli, we'll get your sister, promise." The biker behind them, a woman named Raven, checked her phone for nearby routes. "There's a warehouse half a mile down this road, been abandoned for years. Could be where." They took her. As they neared the warehouse, the faint glimmer of headlights appeared ahead, 2 vans parked side by side. Hawk killed his engine and signaled for silence. The bikers spread out, forming a tight line, their boots crunching over the gravel. Inside, muffled cries echoed. Eli's heart broke. "That's her! That's Lily!" Hawk knelt and met the boy's eyes. "Stay behind me. No matter what happens, we'll bring her out." The bikers moved like shadows, their years of road-born brotherhood making them one solid force. Hawk and Raven crept around back while 2 others, Diesel and Roach, took the front. The door burst open with a single kick, and chaos erupted. Men in masks turned in shock, but they never stood a chance. The bikers were swift and furious, a storm of leather and fists. Raven swung her chain with precision, disarming one attacker. Diesel tackled another into a pile of crates. Hawk charged straight ahead, his only thought on the little girl's cry. He found her tied to a chair, tears streaking her face. "Lily?" he asked softly. She looked up, wide-eyed. "Eli? Your brother's safe," Hawk assured her as he cut the ropes. "Let's get you home." But just as they turned, the leader of the kidnappers stepped out from the shadows, holding a gun. "You don't walk out of here," he hissed. The sound of a gun cocking echoed. Raven was behind him now, her weapon steady. "Try me." A tense second passed. Then the man made the mistake of turning his head, just for a moment. Hawk lunged, disarming him with one swift move and sending the gun clattering to the floor. By the time police sirens wailed in the distance, the kidnappers were already bound and beaten, waiting for justice. Eli ran into his sister's arms the second she stepped outside. They held each other so tightly it seemed like the world disappeared for a moment. The bikers stood in silence, the adrenaline fading, replaced by quiet relief. Raven crouched beside the children. "You two got family?" "Nearby." Eli shook his head. "It's just us, since Mom passed." The bikers exchanged looks. Hawk took a deep breath. "Well," he said with a small smile, "you got family now." That night, the Iron Souls rode the kids back into town. The sheriff met them at the diner, shocked but grateful. "You people did what the law couldn't," he said, tipping his hat. Hawk shrugged. "We just did what was right." Weeks passed, and the story of the bikers who saved 2 children spread through Willow Creek and beyond. Some people stopped seeing them as outlaws and started calling them guardians of the road. Eli and Lily stayed close to the group. They found safety, laughter, and a kind of love they hadn't known in years. The bikers taught them how to fix engines, ride safely, and, more importantly, stand up for others. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon again, Eli climbed onto the back of Hawk's bike, smiling. "You really didn't wait a second back there," he said. Hawk chuckled. "When someone needs help, kid, there's no time to wait." And as the engines roared to life once more, the Iron Souls rode off down the endless highway, not as rebels, but as reminders that sometimes the roughest-looking people have the biggest hearts. Message: heroes don't always wear badges or capes. Sometimes they ride two wheels, carry scars, and live by a code of loyalty, courage, and heart. When you see someone in need, don't wait a second. Because one act of courage can change a life forever.